Jaya Rukmini Dogadish, Rukmini Dogadish, Rukmini Dogadish, Rukmini Dogadish. Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jai Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Om Vishnu Pada Paramahamsa Parirajakcharya Ashtadara Satta Shri Srimat His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. ISKCON Founder Acharya His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnu Pada Paramahamsa Parirajakcharya Ashtadara Satta Shri Srimat His Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai. Ananda Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Namacharya Shri Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Prem Sakha Ho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Dhatra Shri Vasade Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Go Gopinang Shama Kun Radha Kun Giri Govardhan Ki Jai. Shri Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Shri Mayapur Dham Ki Jai. Shri Jagnapuri Dham Ki Jai. Ganga Mai Chamuna Mai Ki Jai. Bhakti Devi Tulsi Devi Ki Jai. Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Transcendental Book Distribution Ki Jai. Transcendental Prasadam Distribution Ki Jai. Harirama Sankirtan Ki Jai. ISKCON New Dwagadam Ki Jai. Nitai Gaura Pramanandi Hari Hari Haribo. All glories to the Assembly Bodies. All glories to the Assembly Bodies. All glories to the Assembly Bodies. All glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Vishnu Madaya Krishna Prasad Smadi Tamo Krishna Sam Dinam Shasmadi. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Nanayana Namaskritya Naranchaiva Narottamam Devin Saraswatin Vyasam Tattvacharyan Uditrayet Nasta Prayeshu Avadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhakti Bhavati Naishtiki. So, reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, chapter 11, Lord Krishna's entrance into Dwarka. So, today we are studying text number 27. Yeah. Number 27, yes. Sita Tapatra Vyajanai Upakrita Pasuna, yeah. Vashai Abhivashita Pati Pisanga Vasa Vana Malaya Babo Gano Yata Kotupa Chapa Vaidyutai Sita tapacha vyajanai upaskrita prasunavashai abhivashitapati Pishangavasa vanamaryaya bhavo Gano yata kotupachapa vaidyutai Sita tapacha vyajanai upaskrita Prasunavarai abhivashitapati Pisangavasa vanamanaya bhavo Ganoyata ko tupachapavadyutai Sitatapacha vyajanai upaskrita Prasunavashai abhivasitapati Pisangavasa vanamanyaya bhavo Ganoyata ko tupachapa vaidutai Ganoyata ko tupachapa vaidyutai Sitapatata Mataji. Sangavasa vanamalaya bhavo Ganoyata kotupachapa vaidyutai Sita Atha Pacha, white umbrella. Vyajanai with a chamra fine. Upaskrita, being served by. Prasuna, flowers. Vashai, by the showers. Abhivasita, thus being covered. Pati, on the road. Pisangavasai, by the yellow garment. Vanamarya, by the flower garlands. Babo, thus it became. Thus it became. Yeah. Gana, crowd. Yata, as if. Aka, the sun. Utupa, the moon. Chapa, the rainbow. Vaidyutai, by the lightning. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation. As the Lord passed along the public road of Dwarka, his herd was protected from the sunshine by white umbrella. White feathered fans moved in semicircles, and the showers of flowers fell upon the road. His yellow garments and garlands of flowers made it appear as if a dark cloud was surrounded simultaneously by sun, moon, lightning, and rainbows. Purport. The sun, moon, rainbow, and lightning do not appear in the sky simultaneously. When there is sun, the moonlight becomes insignificant. And if there are clouds and the rainbow, there is no manifestation of lightning. The Lord's bodily hue is just like a new monsoon cloud. He is compared herein to the cloud. The white umbrella over his head is compared to the sun. The movement of the bunch hair fan of fruits is compared to the moon. The shower of flowers are compared to the stars. His yellow garments are compared to the rainbow. So all these activities of the firmament being impossible simultaneous factors cannot be adjusted by comparison. The adjustment is possible only when we think of the inconceivable potency of the Lord. The Lord is all-powerful, and in His presence, anything impossible can be made possible by His inconceivable energy. But the situation created at the time of His passing on the road of Dwarka was beautiful and could not be compared to anything besides the description of natural phenomena. Om Jnana Timinandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chaksu Umnitan Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Vdare Tamo Krishna Kuswami Namini. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Vdare Bhaktivedanta Swami. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Prachanine Nivishesha Shunyavati Paschadishatan. Translation again. As the Lord passed along the public road of Dwarka, his herd was protected from the sunshine by a white umbrella. White feathered fan moved in semicircles, and showers of flowers fell upon the road. His yellow garment and garlands of flowers made it appear as if a dark cloud were surrounded simultaneously by sun, moon, lightning, and rainbows. So in the purport, Srila Prabhupada, he was talking about the inconceivable energy of the Lord. Prabhupada, he was saying, the Lord is all-powerful, and in His presence, anything impossible can be made possible by His inconceivable energy. In the Krishna book, there's a very nice description about the wonderful activities of the Lord by the Gopals right after the Lord lifting the Govardhan hill. So one of the Gopals, he was saying, my dear friend, considering his wonderful activities, how is it possible that such an uncommon boy would come and live with us in Vrindavan? It is really not possible. Just imagine, he is now only 7 years old. How is it possible for him to lift Govardhan hill in one hand and hold it up just as the king of elephant holds a lotus flower? To lift a lotus flower is a most insignificant thing for an elephant. And similarly, Krishna lifted Govardhan hill without exertion. When he was simply a small baby and could not even see properly, he killed a great demon, Putana. While sucking her breast, he also sucked out her life air. Krishna killed the Putana demon exactly as eternal time kills a living creature in due course. When he was only 3 months old, he was sleeping underneath a hand driver cart, being angry for his mother's breast. He began to cry and throw his legs upwards. And from the kicking of his small feet, the cart immediately broke apart and fell to pieces. When he was only 1 year old, he was carried away by a Trinavata demon, disguised as a whirlwind. And although he was taken very high in the sky, he simply hung on the neck of the demon and forced him to fall from the sky and immediately die. Once his mother, being disturbed by his stealing butter, tied him to a wooden mortar. We have just observed the Damda Lila. So here, the Gopal, he was saying like that Mother Yasoda, he tied him to a wooden mortar. and the child pulled it to a pair of trees known as Yamana Arjuna tree, and caused them to fall. Once, when he was engaged in tending the cows in the forest, along with his elder brother Balaram, a demon named Bakasura arrived, and Krishna at once bifurcated the demon's beak. When the demon known as Vatsasura entered among the calves tended by Krishna with a desire to kill him, he immediately detected the demon, killed him, and threw him into a tree. When Krishna, along with his brother Balaram, entered the Talavan forest, the demon known as Dhanukasura, in the shape of an ass, attacked them and was immediately killed by Balaram, who caught his hind leg and threw him into a palm tree. Although the Dhanukasura demon was assisted by his cohorts, also in the shape of asses, all were killed, and the Talavan forest was then open for the use of animals and the inhabitants of Vrindavan. When Pranambasura entered amongst Krishna's cowherd boar friends, Krishna caused him to be killed by Balaram. Thereafter, Krishna saved his friends and cows from a severe forest fire. And he chastised the Kaliya serpent in the lake of Yamuna river, and forced him to leave the vicinity of Yamuna. He thereby made the water of Yamuna poisonous. And another, cowherdman, he was saying, "My dear Nanda, we do not know why we are so attracted by your son Krishna. We want to forget him, but this is impossible. Why are we so naturally affectionate towards him? Just imagine how wonderful it is. On one hand, he is only a boy of 7 years, and on the other hand, there is a huge hill like Govardhan Hill, and he lifted it so easily. Oh Nanda Maharaj, we are now in great doubt. Your son Krishna must be one of the demigods. He is not at all an ordinary boy. Maybe he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead." Yeah. So this is, how wonderful Krishna is. It's really inconceivable. And also, at the time when Lord Krishna lived in the Govardhan Hill, the amazing thing is that it is here, the inhabitants of Vrindavan and their animals remained there for 1 week without being disturbed by hunger, thirst, or any other discomfort. So in other words, underneath the Govardhan Hill, It's just like, spiritual. It's spiritual world. Yeah. Whereas in this material world, everyone has to suffer from hunger, thirst, and so many other things. But the inhabitants underneath the Gauranga hill, they are not suffering from any of this. So it's really Krishna's energy is really inconceivable. Yeah. There was one time, Narada Muni, he was asked by one Narada Muni, he was asked by one copper. Yeah. He was asking Narada Muni, my dear great sage Narada, what my Lord Narayan was doing in Vaikuntha. So, can you tell me? He was requesting Narada Muni. And Narada Muni told him that when I saw Lord Narayan in Vaikuntha, I saw him, he was passing an elephant through the needle, through the eyes of a needle. And as soon as the copper heard about that, he was jumping in ecstasy. Look how wonderful my Lord is. Yeah. So, although the elephant is still huge, but the eyes of the needle is so small. But the Lord, He can do anything, inconceivable. So it is said that the Lord can become smaller than the smallest and bigger than the biggest. Yeah. So Krishna's potency is really inconceivable. In the Bhagavad Gita, Srila Prabhu, he also wrote that, actually, he quotes from the Svetasvatara Upanishad. It is said here that the Supreme Lord is the controller of all other controllers, and He is the greatest of all the diverse planetary leaders. Everyone is under His control. All entities are dedicated with particular power only by the Supreme Lord. They are not supreme themselves. He is also worshipable by all demigods and is the supreme director of all directors. Therefore, He is transcendental to all kinds of material leaders and controller, and is worshipable by all. There is no one greater than Him, and He is the supreme cause of all causes. He does not possess a bodily form like that of an ordinary living entity. There is no difference between His body and His soul. In other words, Krishna's body and His soul, they are the same, not like us. He is absolute. All His senses are transcendental. Any one of His sense can perform the action of any other sense. For example, we are offering the foodstuff to the deities in the temple. We may ask how the deities can eat the foodstuff we are being offered to Him. Prabhupada said, Krishna can eat from his eye. Simply by seeing the foodstuffs offered to him, Krishna can eat like that, It is exactly what is said here. So his senses can perform action of any other sense. Therefore, no one is greater than him or equal to him. His potencies are multifarious, and thus his deeds are automatically performed as a natural sequence. Yeah. So I'll just stop here. Before giving the class, I talked to Brigupati Prabhu, and Brigupati Prabhu, he has some wonderful ideas about Krishna's inconceivable potency, and he agreed to share some of his realization. So please get the microphone for Brigupati Prabhu. So please let him share some of his insight about this.
Wonderful ideas, but I'll start the ball rolling. Jiva Goswami makes the point that unless somebody accepts the inconceivable potency of the Lord, then you can't go any further. You can't make any further progress in devotional service. You have to be prepared to accept that. And I think the practical, for a devotee, the practical manifestation of accepting that, the symptom of a person who's accepted the inconceivable potency of the Lord, is that they'll engage seriously in sadhana bhakti. And it's like to say, you're accepting the inconceivable potency of the Lord, but you're not engaging, you're not doing the basic things that Prabhupada gave us. That would be contradictory. And when you start engaging in devotional service, when you follow the basic sadhana of rising early and coming to Mangalara, all these different basic things that Prabhupada gave us, and in addition to that, you engage in devotional service, particularly, I won't say particularly Sankirtana, that's been my service, so that's where I've experienced it. But you actually experience the inconceivable potency of the Lord. You start experiencing it. I mean, obviously not to the magnitude that of some of these pastimes where Krishna's expanding to 16,108 forms or lifting Govardhan Hill, but you experience in a smaller way the inconceivable potency of the Lord. Like, for instance, we had an example of that a couple mornings ago, that we were listening to Shruti Kirti's memory of when the Prabhupada, when they were in the airplane and that airline hostess came and she grabbed the puff rice. She just spontaneously grabbed the puff rice from his plate and started eating it. And then another devotee, 20 years later, another devotee met her someplace in some village in the Amazon, knocked on her door, and she'd become a devotee. And she acknowledged it. Oh yeah, that's how it all started. So and just this morning, just before I came over to class, I checked my emails, and there was an email from Vijay. This devotee was describing how he was on an airplane, and he was just reading the Srimad Bhagavatam, and the lady sitting next to him, she took a nap. 3 hours later, she woke up and she said, "What are you reading?" And he started telling her about it a little bit, and she bought a set of Bhagavatams on the airplane. So it's and on and on and on and on. And every devotee has their stories, and probably many more than one. So yeah, that's it. The inconceivable potencies. We have to accept that, and then the way to accept it is you engage in the process, and then you start getting. Krishna reveals to you how these inconceivable things are not so inconceivable after all, because Krishna's capable of doing anything. So that would be my comment.
Right. Thank you so much. Wonderful comment. Yeah, thank you. Any other questions and comments? Yes, Dr. Josh.
The purport you read from the Bhagavad Gita, what verse was it?
The Bhagavad Gita, it's chapter 3, text number 22.
Thank you. Thank you for the class, Prabhuji.
My pleasure. Any other questions and comments? Yes, Sachinanori Prabhu.
like Brigupati Prabhu mentioned, that each devotee has probably hundreds of, in a small degree, experiences of how Krishna can, like the inconceivable potency of Krishna. I was given a Spanish class one time, and one person there, he looked very interested, so I was curious. I asked, how do you become attracted? He said that he was a painter. He used to paint houses, and one day, in one house, it was like abandoned, or somebody left a statue there. But he became so attracted to that statue, and he said, and I just took it because nobody owns it anymore. And then later on, he said, I realized it was Krishna. Somebody told him, that's Krishna. And he's like, oh my God. So the way he came to him, it's amazing. Another small experience, well, you can write a book of all this. Any Sankirtan devotee can write. So just about a couple of weeks ago, I was in the Northridge, and Brigupati was there, Dira Lalita was there, I was there. And I met a boy who became interested maybe 3 months before. I gave him a japa bead bag. He still carried it with him. So he came, he asked me, can we meditate? And I said, yeah, come back around 3 o'clock. But somehow I got covered over. I saw Brigu and him leaving. I always leave at 3 o'clock whenever I go, whichever place. So then I miss him. I lost that appointment. So I forgot about it. So a week later he came. No, a week later somebody else came. Totally different, somebody else. He says, can you teach me meditation? And that was like the busiest time, like 12 o'clock. And I thought, can we do it at 3 o'clock? He said, well, 3:30. I said, well, I have to do it before because and then the freeway is too packed. And he said, well, I think maybe another time. And I was feeling bad that I'm like, this person is asking me to do that. I'm not doing it. What's wrong with me? So then he said, can I go to the bathroom and I'll be back? I said, yeah, come back. Suddenly, as soon as he left, and I'm waiting for this boy, he will come back, another one shows up. He said, you know what? Last time, the one that I had an appointment a week before, you told me that we were going to do meditation and somehow that you left. I'm not upset. He said, but I'm just telling you that now I would like to do it, right now. I said, wow, oh my God. I said, this has to be a mystical experience, a divine arrangement. Because the other boy, I was kind of declining him, but then he came. And then, okay, let's start and we'll wait for the other one. Whenever he comes, he'll see us meditating, we start doing it together. So I have big bag, I always bring big bags, japa. So we start meditating, I start explaining. The other one comes and says, whoa, what's going on here? I said, you were telling me later on, you're cheating me. I said, no, come on and join. I said, it was meant to be. So that, all these things that with calculations, try to do things like that, and you try to arrange things in a way that you think is convenient for you. Actually, Krishna, when he wants something to happen, you cannot explain it. It's just meant to be. Haribo.
Thank you for your wonderful, sharing. Thank you. So that we will stop here. Thank you very much. Gantraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai.